listen to more bouncing leg videos? Because in my last video, I actually said my legs were bouncing on my phone, which I'm going to do it again. I don't know if that's good for my phone. It was going through my settings and stuff. You have to watch it. You want to watch it, don't you? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Holy cow. And yeah, and this sounds weird. It does sound like a person that would bounce. Yeah, the voice. You're gonna hear it again, and I'm gonna be bouncing on my phone, like with my legs.
1 trace decillion 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 1 trace decillion.
Okay, so no results found, but did it open anything? I can see everything still there. Should I close? Yeah. This is absolutely crazy. Holy cow. Let's pick an app. I'm going to be playing Smash Hit with my legs. The legs might close it. I'm going to be playing Smash Hit 4 with my legs. Let's say. I don't know if this is going to go good. I am going to be playing the first tech. Yeah, let's start it.
1 trace decillion 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 1 trace decillion.
But the trace decillion stopped.
1 1 trace decillion 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 1 trace decillion.
Rub this thing with my shirt I used to chew on. I used a shirt. Let me see.
One trace decillion 1 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 trace.
I can't hear anything, so your legs bouncing and hearing trace decillion won't affect my responses. Is there something specific you'd like to ask or talk about?
Okay, hold on.